right, everyone. Welcome to session 39 of The Space Between. We have Zeke with the recap from last session.
His journal says, just another day, just another busy day aboard the Swallowtail. It would seem that the capybara may have learned how to sit. Ava is working on the ship again, and Cherry asked me to explain forbidden psionic techniques. Right. Some deliberations later, Cherry is on board to help me solve the problem of getting Ava on the same page as us regarding the natives and their impact to the reactor explosion. To get us there, we did some research and learned what we could from the text on hand. When we didn't get what we were looking for or find a clear path forward, we decided that returning to the reactor site to take a second look might give us some more insight. Bo also seemed to have stepped out on his own adventure. Also, did Ava say that Apple is pregnant?
I don't think she did, but what a life it would be.
Eva.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing the entire time. Eva's gonna have to have a word with these session logs.
That was classified information you were leaking.
No, she's gonna have to have a word and several letters about the pronunciation of her name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my!
I'm always gonna butcher it. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not like you're saying AOIB. So.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to spell it easier next time. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, Dex knew what he was doing. He was hoping there would be somebody who would consistently mispronounce it. That's the whole that's the whole point of spelling it.
It doesn't help that I have a daughter, Ava, and I say that one like a million times a day.
Right. Quite true. Okay, I don't know what is. I keep seeing my light go on, and it's driving me nuts when I'm not saying anything.
Probably the hum. It's the ghosts.
Is it really the hum? Can you guys hear that like clearly?
Yep.
Man, that's wild.
I cannot. I don't know if that's any consolation to you or not.
I think maybe my threshold just needed to be a little higher now that the mic's a little bit more sensitive. But yeah, I don't know what's going on because I still have noise suppression active, so it's gonna take some time to try to figure out. We'll try this. I tweaked up the threshold a bit. All right. Anyway, yeah. So we left off last time with, I believe we had Cherry and Zeke, having found the remnants of some little campsite near the colony. Bo was on his way, trudging through the rainforest with the carcass of a more or less a hadrosaur, and then he'd caught wind of some curious scavengers / predators, and yeah, he's still a decent little hike from even the colony, and I think it was just Eva and Pete left on the ship, which I forgot. I just remembered something we talked about at the end of last session, Robert, that so last session, so one thing that happened last session was basically everyone decided somewhat separately to leave the ship while Eva was working on the workshop. This was a couple days into, or 2 or 3 days into being cooped up on the ship, waiting for the appointed meeting with the survivor. And I guess Bo pulled a fun move. I won't spoil it, but the the stream was pretty great. Then I guess so he went off to hunt, and then Cherry and Zeke went off to go poking around the colony some more. Pete, we didn't really establish much other than that he did at one point go make Eva eat a meal. But
Checks
otherwise,
out.
his
Yeah.
his downtime activities and whether or not he he would have snuck off the ship as well has been left unstated.
No.
We also figure he's a pretty private guy, you know. So like, is that really our business?
I mean, he might have like gone out to do a loop around the ship, just checking security, but he probably wouldn't leave the ship.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Well, yeah. Then I guess we have him and Eva on the ship. Eva having only recently discovered that Apple is pregnant.
We're pregnant.
Heavily pregnant.
Oh my.
Roll for pregnancy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Have you guys ever watched the show Hilda?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to find that clip later
Maybe.
because I realized I said that voice
Maybe
and
not.
it really sounded kind of creepy.
no, I have not, Danielle.
I will have. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, the short version is there's a guy who has a little like a pet cat who's like extremely fat, and he's like,
yeah.
you basically you have to be careful with her. She's heavily pregnant, and like just the way he says that, and he's doting on his incredibly like obese cat is just hilarious. But yeah, she ends up and she's
No,
not
no, spoil it.
not
Don't
technically big.
spoil it.
Oh,
Just
okay, fine.
anyway.
It's fun times. Yeah, that was a reference, not just me being weird.
No, you were being weird still.
Also, me being
It was a
weird.
weird reference, yeah.
Yeah, it can
Only
be
me
both.
being weird. Yeah. Luxury cats.
Okay, come on.
Sorry, I can't be reading chat. All right, what are you guys doing? You guys take the wheel. I'm getting distracted.
Who are we picking up with? I
Well,
guess Bo's meandering through the woods.
I'll set a stage for Bo to return to with Eva first, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So, yeah, Eva had just discovered that Apple is pregnant and has just started working on her planning board for full-on revisions of the pen, including all of the capybara play ramps and things that they can climb and fall off of, because of course they want to fall off things. Who doesn't? And for a full-on enclosure, so it's clear it's not just Apple that she's working on, and I think that's quite possibly what Bo walks into. Maybe if you want something that would actually attract his attention, she's also got she's starting to pull over bits of wood or wood substitute if we've got fake wood. And she's also starting a list on her planning board of things that we need, including real wood. So I think when you bring him back to the ship, that's what he walks in on.
Okay. You saw he's still a ways away from even the outpost, though, right, Ben? Is there anything
Yes.
to bring him on in?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess if you guys are wanting to try to get him back to the ship.
I don't think we have any like hard, rigid timetable of how all these things happen. I think Eva being there, planning, working on this stuff when he gets back could align easily enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so we probably should pick up with Bo then. So haven't heard anything about what he's doing, if he's changing anything about his behavior now that he realizes he's got some predators sniffing on his trail.
Oh, okay, so that's ongoing. I thought he'd successfully avoided them, but I guess that initial pass, but they're in the area.
Yeah, I was gonna say he managed to evade them initially, but he is carrying a large dead dino through the forest.
Oh my.
Um,
This ain't no walk in the park, son.
I think that while muttering the foulest curses that he's learned from all the bad influence spacers he's hung around with,
Lovely.
he I guess gets a little stealthier, but then also decides, he's like, well, I was gonna have to finish dressing it somewhere. Might as well use this to throw him off the scent. And he would have done initial field dressing kind of stuff, to keep the meat from spoiling. But I guess we'll go ahead and do the rest of the dressing of the dinosaur there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't remember if we'd gone into any detail about what he did, if he did any of that sort of stuff at the
Yeah, I guess.
river already.
Yeah, just the initial stuff on hunting that you do, to keep meat from spoiling, take out, the kind of glands and stuff that would tend to immediately spoil the meat.
Okay, gotcha. So, all right then. Yeah, that's probably part of why he's been able to make it a little ways without getting caught. Since there's a bunch of other mess around to attract the scavengers. Okay, so he's gonna trim off some extra body parts and stuff that he's not gonna be able to use or eat, and basically use that as bait.
Yeah, the rest of the guts and such.
Okay. And go ahead and give me a survive check with wisdom. Okay, nice.
I will survive.
All right, so yeah, he cuts down the carcass of the dino a good bit more, paring off parts that are inedible or whatever, and scatters those around, holding onto a few just in case he needs more distraction or maybe an immediate diversion for any predators that get too curious or too close. And is able to secure the remaining meaty bits and continue off a little bit faster than before. But he's shed some extra weight. And he can, as he moves on, he hears some some faint snuffling and then some little screeches and hisses as some sort of critters fight over the scraps that he's left behind. But he's making good progress back to the colony. While Bo is on his way back, did anybody else have any shorter term stuff they wanted to do?
I guess Pete would just be making a round around the ship every so often.
Okay. Yeah, the vicinity of the ship is relatively chill. No major disturbances or packs of anything hunting or foraging. Just the occasional smaller critter passing through.
You say that Pete
Good.
pays attention to the planning board.
Maybe a little.
That's a whole lot of words.
And measurements and math. She's got the diagrams up there too.
I feel like he looks at it for like 40 seconds and then just scratches his head and turns around and walks back outside making another round. Like, I don't know, man.
So Dex, what do you think the most prominent, easily digestible information on the planning board would be?
I think if you look past some of the writing and the diagrams, one of the first things that she did was map out the cargo bay and then portion off a little bit of it to be where she's assigning this new capybara playpen. So if you look past the words and the math and some of the other stuff that's been added since then, there's still the cargo bay's shape in the background, and then nothing's been written or drawn over the place where she's got the enclosure planned.
Okay.
I think that'd be the most recognizable of anything.
I got you. So there's still clear plans for a larger enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Sound a meme.
Oh no.
I think Ben will appreciate it.
Very nice.
I'll have to look at it in a bit.
Planning boards. Okay, that's a good reference. I
Thank you.
don't even have to watch it to know what that is.
Yep.
Seen that episode many times.
Laundry.
I don't know what it means, but it must be important because I wrote it down. Anywho, all right. So, what about Zeke and Cherry?
Well, at this point, after they've found the native encampment, wait, is Avery back? Avery's back, right?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. I was pretty sure you hadn't left after the recap, but just checking. Anyway, Whale, I think after we found that encampment, I think Cherry would have felt very nervous because it looked relatively new, so or fresh, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So she would have looked to Zeke a little bit, I think, on that. Just asked him, what do you want to do? Kind of look.
It's out of character, I guess. I can't remember. I feel like we left it on we want to go back to the ship note, but I don't want to force that on the situation.
No, I think that was what we wanted to do, but I'm saying I don't think Cherry would really react well in this moment. I don't think she would know what to do.
I guess we found that little campsite, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe we should go for it.
If he says that in character, she would want to say, but we didn't bring any presents or gifts or whatever that book said about making a good first impression. Unless this is a moment that he's going to use sense the need. I don't know.
I mean, there's no one there to give a gift.
Oh, the
Right.
way you said it, I thought you were talking about like them going and seeking out.
No, I'm sorry. That's still in response to that's in character. So I mean, there's no one to give a gift.
I mean, how do we know they're not super close to where we are now?
That's a terrifying thought.
Well, yeah, it just. Did you not think about that?
I mean, following that train of thought, they could have been following us for a while.
That does not look like it has helped her nerves at all.
So while we're here, do we not want to just see if that looks recent?
She
If it gets
looks like
scary,
she's about to say something, but then she just closes her mouth, kind of swallows whatever she was about to say, and then just nods.
just stay within a couple arms reach, and if anything happens, we can leave.
He said a couple arms reach. She's going to be probably within like 18 inches of him, like for the foreseeable future.
He's
She
gonna
does.
just like nudge her just a little bit to like. It's okay.
She's going to mutter under her breath about first murder squirrels and now this. Now murdery people. This is just a fun, happy murder planet.
I haven't seen anybody murder anyone. Well, except for Armadillo.
Gives him a really dry look.
Like, actually, you did.
We didn't see anyone die.
She rolls her eyes. And that gets her more than 18 inches away from him.
Oh, are there consequences, Ben, to checking this thing out?
To checking what thing out?
The campsite?
I don't know. What do you mean by checking it out? Are you like you poking around,
Yeah, we're
turning
definitely
over
like
every leaf, and
we're trying to, investigate the campsite.
okay.
I think
Yeah,
we
I
were
was gonna say.
directly on the campsite, but I'm gonna get closer and check it out for sure. But I'm not gonna go sit in their chairs.
Okay, not gonna try their porridge.
No. This one's too cold.
Okay, yeah, as part of the initial discovery, you'd already gotten fairly close. Enough to notice the little slightly recessed fire pit that they'd had. But you can look around. Go ahead and give me. You guys can give me a notice check. If one of you wants to help first, with whichever skill. Just tell me who's helping and who's making the main check.
So this would be notice. Zeke has +0 notice,
Oh my.
but he's got 1 wisdom.
Okay. I can help, but I don't have any better.
It's okay. The blind leading the blind. We like it.
No, we don't. Shush.
We got precog abilities here. We have multiple chances.
All right. So, do you want me to
True.
roll my assist check first, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. Might I request that I use intelligence instead of wisdom for my notice check?
Sure. I'll allow it this time.
Thanks.
Okay, that's gonna need a reroll.
Wait, I thought that was just my assist.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give him a +1, you'd need to use your reroll. Is what I'm saying.
Sure, why not? Wait, when do I get my reroll back?
Start of a new scene, which is somewhat flexible.
Okay. Sure, why not? I can think of at least 3 reasons why not, but we're just going to do it anyway.
It is possible that you might be making more rolls during the same scene.
Yeah.
All right, Avery, take a +1.
All right. Where's the prompt? There's the prompt. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, you made it.
Okay.
About the skinny old chinny chin chin.
I don't sense failure.
All right, so as you're poking around the campsite, you do in under some fallen leaves, half buried in the dirt, you find a scrap of fabric that is just poking out of the soil a little. And as you pull it out, you can see it looks like it's been torn off of some sort of clothing. It's rougher than clothes that you've usually seen, and it looks like it is, besides being wet from dew and rain, it also looks like it's stained with some kind of dark colored liquid. It's
Ichor, if you will.
mostly black at this point.
Hmm.
Pocket the evidence.
You stick it in your pocket.
No.
Imagining Jerry like lunging for his, if he was actually about to do that, like lunging for his wrist.
Yeah, she will grab him by the wrist and be like, "What are you doing?
Keeping this.
Have you not watched any Holovids before?"
No, I read books.
Oh my gosh. Read a mystery novel for once. And she pulls out some form of a futuristic Ziploc, essentially.
Where were you
She would have
keeping
those.
Do you just have those in your pocket?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart.
Thank you. And then she flicks her hair and hands over the Ziploc, holds it out towards him with like a flick of her wrist while she lets go of his wrist.
He drops it in.
All right. Yeah, and in short order, you have a little vacuum sealed baggie with a wet stained scrap of cloth.
Do we see anything else, like armadillo angels or?
Nope. No other signs. It seems like they didn't leave much sign behind. Though judging by the state of the campfire, they didn't exactly go out of their way to hide their presence.
Is the campfire warm?
It is not warm.
What other things would we reasonably look for at a campsite?
Well, does it look like they left
Warriors.
anything of import behind, but also can we make any sort of estimate about how many people might have stayed here, how many tents might have been set up, if any, what direction that they moved out in?
Got you. Yeah, I think you could have told that there are no clear signs that there was any sort of there were that there were like stakes or any sort of shelter set up. It did look like there was a spot that had been cleared of brush pretty recently. So there's just some very new growth coming up from the soil in that little spot. Wasn't wasn't tilled or anything, but it was had bigger stuff cut down and the ground flattened a bit.
So if they had gone through the trouble of cutting things down and flattening things, does it look like they had camped here for a significant amount of time?
It's a conclusion you might take from that. The unfortunately, though, other than that one clue, there's really not much that they left. So whatever they were doing, they were camping very light. But the cleared space, looks like it could be enough for 2 or 3, roughly human-sized people to lay down in.
Out of character, if we're thinking that we don't really have many other leads and may go back to the ship, I think it has technically been a day, so Zeke could take another look at what may have happened here.
Okay. Let's see.
It's more of like, I want, Danielle's opinion on that. I don't want to just derail the scene, but
No, you're good. Would you want it to have been his idea once more, or would you have wanted it to be like Cherry's like, there's a quicker way we could figure out what happened here?
I leave that up to you. I mean, I really don't. We could go either way. I think it's more fun if Cherry incites it, but
Yeah, I think so too.
May also may not want to do that.
Seems like the sort of thing that she would be like kind of enamored with the new possibilities and not necessarily thinking primarily about the risks or the drawbacks or whatever. Because it is a pretty epic thing.
I don't know. The thing that she was shown was kind of a scary thing, and the fact that he doesn't know how a lot of it works.
Yeah,
I think
true.
you forget she's not just like someone who chases every new thing. She's definitely been raised in a society where it's expected that everything's hammered out before you do it, kind of thing.
Good.
So like technologically, like, and psionically, there's a lot of paperwork, you'd say, a lot of bureaucracy. So
Yeah, and I guess I was forgetting that last session, I think you had kind of established that her angle on it was more wanting to help him investigate and explore, test the limits of his ability, not necessarily just like use it willy-nilly, but
well, we'll see.
Find opportunities to make it useful.
Yeah, I think she is fascinated, but kind of from like a journalistic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Not from like an adrenaline junkie perspective.
Right.
So anyway, all that to say, should be looking around the campsite and making notes on her little e-pad, whatever, her black slab. And after a while, she's, it looks like she's getting more and more frustrated. And then eventually she would kind of stalk over to Zeke and just say, all right, well, all I can tell from here is that someone camped here, and that's about it. I think your nasty little rag you found is about the best piece of evidence we have. Unless, you find more evidence.
Are you implying something?
I think you know what I'm implying. And then she like taps his head.
I kind of
That
assumed
thing you do.
we could try, but in case they are here, I probably shouldn't pull us both in.
Pull us in. Do you disappear when it happens?
No, but you do kind of zone out for a second. Your brain does need some time to process the information.
She starts to look a little anxious again, but she does kind of like take his arm and sort of pull him closer to where the tree line had been and where it looked like there had been some sort of like overgrowth. And she'd say, all right, well, then you know, kind of hide and do that thing you do, and I'll keep watch. Yeah, that's, I'll do that. Yeah.
No, I
Ooh,
do
I
think
think
one of the limiting factors of this was he had to have line of sight on. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Ben, but I thought we wanted it to be like that.
Was that he needs to be in the vicinity.
Okay.
So he hasn't
Cool.
necessarily worked out a very specific, concrete kind of range, but yeah, he definitely wants to be close because it's like a geographically anchored ability.
so. I will say in that out of character, the space that Cherry had picked out, it was definitely like part of the campsite, was what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, just a little more hidden from
Yeah.
not standing out in the middle over the fire pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, I think
What do I need to roll for this?
yeah, so this is is he only looking at himself, or is he doing telepathy and
No, he's only going to be looking himself.
okay. Then give me a mental saving throw.
If the rest of the party were around, he would consider otherwise, but
Cherry has
Yeah.
her back to him and has pulled out her little las pistol with the pink holster, pink grip, and is sort of nervously holding it, looking around.
oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
If he looks concerned, she'll go, "What? You told me you wanted me to like." Well, you didn't tell me that, but like you kind of, implied that you didn't want us to get caught unawares. So me and Barry here will just like, keep us safe in case anything happens. And I've totally been practicing, so it'll be fine.
No, it's fine. You did a great job. Here's what I saw.
Cherry and Barry. Oh goodness.
She has little like berry stickers all over the grip.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so I think then what Zeke sees is as follows. So he feels the more familiar tugging, his almost his soul, he might describe it as, but somewhere inside, and but manages to keep it under control and follow the feeling in a controlled way, and slips into a vision of the past. And like has happened before, he's he feels somewhat disembodied, kind of hovering above the rainforest floor here, and the The foliage is thick as always, and as he watches, he notices two large groups approaching from different directions. He since he's standing right here, the most of the trees are all in the exact same place as the vision, and he realizes that he can see one group of people dressed in various sorts of security uniforms and carrying weapons coming from the direction of the colony, and a group of what he's come to know as the natives coming from the other direction. And in daylight, they are a very interesting sight. It gets a much clearer view of them. There's quite a bit of variation in their coloration and the kind of the pattern or the design of the the carapace, the hardened bits of um, shell that are sometimes are look like they're they've grown out of the skin, sometimes looking like they're underneath the skin, and but all of them are carrying more primitive weapons, but most of which look quite well made and have uh, kind of jeweled accents at various parts of the weapons that, even in the daylight, seem to glow faintly. And one representative from each little delegation steps forward and meet in the middle, not too far from where he is hovering. And there are a couple moments pass where he's not, it seems almost like the vision is out of sync, and he has a hard time making sense of what sounds he's hearing, the words, but he's able to kind of snap into focus more, and realizes that they're discussing terms in the common mandate tongue. The native alien-looking person is speaking it with very little accent, actually, and the tone of the discussion is tense, but respectful on both parts. And they, after a few minutes, have come to some agreement about moving a boundary, and colonist presents what looks like a gift with several changes of clothing that are of course modern, very fine make. And the native leader takes them and nods in appreciation, and indicates that they accept the offering and the apology. And they indicate that this spot will suffice as a new marking place for the boundary between them.
Hmm.
And other than that, there's without any small talk or any any further conversation, they part ways and leave each other be. The vision fades. He feels himself wrenched back into his own body.
What does Cherry see when that happens? Because she's been taking turns looking at the perimeter and looking back over at
I
him.
imagine it's probably pretty similar to when he comes back from precog. Just
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
what would you see? I guess it'd be pretty. What's the word I'm looking for here?
So he goes from like looking like he's
Pretty
daydreaming
non-eventful,
to
I
like
guess.
gasping for air, or
No, I don't know that I'd say that. I guess I do think it's
you said he
he
like
might have
jerks back into the present time. So
yeah, I guess he might show a little bit more of a sign of something happening than when he does precog. 'Cause precog doesn't really affect him physically whatsoever.
I kind of imagine it like the feeling of, like when you're laying down and you feel like you're falling.
Okay, yeah. So just like a quick little
Like a snap.
start. Yeah.
like when your chair tips too far back.
I like that.
Yeah. So something that'd be easy to overlook if you weren't looking right at him when it happened. But yeah. So he's only kind of been out of it for a couple seconds, 5 or so.
So in his vision, that vision lasted a lot longer than 5 or 6 seconds.
Correct. Yeah. It's similar with precognition. It only takes a few seconds, but you can see up to a minute.
So yeah, I mean, obviously he's gonna basically explain all of that. That this served as the boundary between these two colonies, and that they intended to be um, friendly as long as that was respected.
It was a meeting place between two colonies.
Correct. And it would also serve as the boundary, if I understood that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
No clarification on where this piece of fabric came from. And
She would ask him if he could see, like, where they're, first of all, out of character, can they see the established colony from where they are right now? Because I'm assuming they're really close to the colony from what we said last time, but we might not be able to see any of the buildings or anything.
They are fairly close. Maybe like a couple minutes walk.
Oh, so super close. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't really make out the buildings very well through the amount of forest that's between you and the colony.
well,
But yeah, very close for a boundary.
she would ask him if the campsite looked the same in his vision. Like, did the growth look younger? Did it, you know, could he tell if there were any? Could he tell when in time he was seeing?
Let's see. So yeah, I think the larger trees in the area that are that have clearly been there for basically forever. Um, those don't look like they've changed hardly at all. If he takes a look around, yeah, go ahead and give me one more notice check from Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Using our eyeballs a lot this session.
Wolf.
Does he want to reroll that with his precog ability?
Only if if you're gonna say something about the trees, I really don't think that that's him. So this feels in character.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, no. So he's not really sure. Uh, it does look like it was some while ago, some number of years, there are some shorter trees nearby that weren't even there at all. He's no expert, but could have taken a few years for those to grow. And the campsite itself, like in his vision, there was no sign of campfire or anything like that.
Okay. So maybe a little too far back in time.
Sounds like
Yeah,
far.
I think he could at least tell that it was definitely a few years or more ago. And that's about it. Beyond that, he'd be guesstimating. Let's go
Well,
ahead.
she would kind of hide her disappointment, or at least attempt to. Can I make a check on, like, she looks like that's an interesting vision he shared, but she was hoping for a vision of the campsite, like the people who were here.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, let me just. She is wanting to hide that, so she will focus on the
Repress it.
fact that they learned something new about how things were done here. And then she'll look at him and ask, do you think that we learned enough to tell Eva?
How do we explain the boundary? Do we? I don't know. This is why I
She
asked
would
you.
crouch down, kind of like resting on her feet, like on the balls of her feet, her arms kind of like stretched out over her knees, and just like resting her head on one arm and just kind of dangling her gun on the other one. Yeah, I know. It just feels like we're not finding enough. I don't know how to explain the things you saw without evidence, or without you just, well, telling the captain. But that's your secret. So only do what you're comfortable with. It's just, I feel like the more we find out, it's important, and Eva should get to hear about it, but I don't want to reveal your secret either.
At the end of the day, it's not hurting anyone to keep it.
I think it would be helping our mission, the entire job we took. And she's not saying that, attempting to be rude to him about it, but she is, kind of trying to get him to understand why she thinks it's important to share this information. Wait a minute. She like jolts up. Wait. What if we make first contact? What if we talk to the scary shell people and make a really good impression on them, and they tell us what happened?
I like that idea, but what if we do that with everyone else here? We know which direction their colony is in.
Yes, that's perfect. Okay, great. And then we don't have to explain anything we saw, but we will be able to tell if we're being lied to.
That's a good idea.
Yes. Oh, I knew I hadn't lost touch. All right. Okay, do you still have that weird, bloody piece of fabric or whatever was on it?
Yeah, right here. He pulls it out of his pocket.
Was it still in a bag?
Oh, it's still in the bag.
Okay, great. Just like if he had just like somehow not sealed the bag or something, just like
You hear his pocket squish, like
oh
no,
my goodness.
on the bag.
All right, let's put this somewhere no one else is going to find it. Can you hide it in like one of the books in your library?
I mean, why do we need to hide this?
I guess we don't have to hide it. We could tell them about the campsite. Yeah, let's tell them about the campsite. We don't need to hide that. I guess I'm just worried about being asked questions that I can't answer.
We should talk about the campsite and about a path that we think leads to another colony.
Well, how about to give it a little more weight, we go just like a couple meters down that path and then come back and then go to the ship. And then I were like, oh, we totally saw like the path, just, I don't know. I think I'd feel better about it.
Look, I'm not a liar. I'm just keeping a secret.
She looks kind of like off put for a second, like a little shocked. And then she looks really bashful. She says, I'm not calling you a liar. I've had to tell too many lies in my life, and I really would prefer to avoid having to tell a lot more.
Then let's just keep it simple.
All right, sure. Simple. Let's go.
If we get caught in a dicey spot, I'll spill the beans. I won't let you have to own that.
All right. She looks a little more relieved that he doesn't seem to think that she's calling him a liar anymore. But she waves her gun in the direction of the path and says, after you.
I'm just imagining she was holding a gun the entire time. I didn't realize that.
Yes, she is a hand talker and holding a gun. Oh, nice.
Well,
LOL, very early on in our marriage and still occasionally to this day, Ben cannot talk to me when I am like dicing veggies in the kitchen because I'm a hand talker and I will have whatever knife I'm using in my hand.
No.
Yes.
And I just start waving it around and he's just like, I'm gonna come stand over here. Like, okay.
is that why
Oh,
y'all's
yeah.
island is so tall? So you can just stand on the other side safely?
Yeah, that's it.
Pretty much. All right, so sounds like they're planning to go regroup. They did know. Oh wait, no, they did not know that Bo was out hunting, did they?
No.
Mm-mm. I don't think they told us.
Okay, so at this point,
No, because remember he said, hey mom, dad told me to check with you if I could go out. Okay, thanks, bye.
yeah. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I think it's up to you guys. I mean, Bo is about to arrive back in the vicinity of the colony, which you guys are not particularly close to. Not close
No,
enough
and
to.
Sherry had wanted to walk down the trail that leads away from the colony for just a little bit before they teleported back.
Okay, so she wants to actually, go towards where they think the native settlement is.
Yeah, just enough that she can honestly say, like, hey guys, I think there's a settlement in that direction. We saw footprints, like something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Unless she had left it up to Zeke, though. She had said, like, I'll follow your lead. So.
Oh yeah, did Zeke have any input on that?
I mean, he's not opposed to taking a couple steps in that direction.
Okay, so he's thinking a couple steps. Does that jive with what she wants to do?
Yeah, if he's like, all right, we took literally like 2 steps onto the path.
I mean,
Does that soothe your conscience?
he's gonna give you like 90 seconds tops, and then he's trying to blip back.
Does he give her a hard time about like having a clean conscience about saying they went down the path and stuff?
Sure.
Right. I was just gonna say if he's like, all right, is this far enough? Then she'll be a little embarrassed about it, but then she'll whatever at whatever point he's like, all right, I think that's far enough, she'll, you know, be a little embarrassed and then be like, okay, yeah, I guess sorry, I'm making a big deal out of it, kind of thing.
Mm. Yeah, so I will point out there's not exactly a path, but you're just talking like in the direction that the the natives came from in the vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think from the vision, like based on their descriptions of the boundary and whatnot, like we would have enough context to say like what direction they're
Yeah,
covering, right?
yeah, you know what direction. I wanted to make sure that it's clear there's not actually like a cleared path.
Yeah, I want to just be clear, like that based on Zeke's vision, it's less assumption and more of like,
yes, this is an educated guess.
yeah.
And he could always try, looking into the future to see where they live if we get to that.
Nah.
So.
It feels like too much.
No, I'm saying if like at some point, like when we're searching and like he needs to know where it is, like he's got that's perfectly explainable to Eva as well.
I guess honestly, now that you say that, isn't that like the best way for him to explain away looking at things in the past?
Yes, and especially since you said it looks really similar to when he looks into the future.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping him from using things that he discovers through his post-cognitive ability to inform his, the kinds of scenarios he tries to explore using precognition. Like now that you know, just for an example, like now that you have an idea, oh hey, they came from this direction, you could do a precognitive thing. Okay, what if we walk in this direction?
Yeah, I think
looking for natives.
he would hear that and probably wait to ask that question. But
Okay.
back on the ship towards the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he could yeah, he could do that. All right, so you guys are gonna go a short little distance. Okay. Go ahead. Let's see. Do you guys? I'm trying to remember if you guys have the luck saves. I think you have luck saves on your character sheets.
Oh no.
If Cherry is the one wanting to push a little further than Zeke is wanting to, go ahead and have me give me a luck save from Cherry.
A luck save?
Yes.
I don't have that. What? Is it a setting?
Yeah, I think it's like an optional thing you can check.
Mm.
Hold on now. You're gonna need to alternate that outcome.
Okay.
That's why we save those. Unless did you roll a 1? Are you an expert? No. It's
did I roll a 1, Ben?
No, and let me think. It wasn't a 1. I don't remember if the expert can do a. I don't think it does saving throws. I think it's just skill checks.
Yeah.
All right.
On a D20 apparently.
So do you want me to make another luck check?
Yeah, because alternate outcome works on saving throws. So if he's willing to spend the effort for the day.
Here we go. So this is walking down the semi path that we are
Yeah.
trudging in the direction of the. Okay.
Right, this is walking in the direction of the.
Does your rule of rerolls always being at least one higher count?
It does, but it still only gets you a 7 out of 9. So.
Well, what happens?
All right.
You don't have to sound so gleeful, Ben.
I was just sorry. Your reaction was funny as all. I'm gonna need an evasion.
Makes you roll a luck check out of nowhere. You fail 2 in a row. Oh, your reaction's so funny. Why would you react that way? I don't know. Benevolent GM. Why would I?
Out of nowhere. All right. Roll me an evasion save.
What?
Uh-oh.
No.
Velociraptor attack.
Hold on. I'm coming. Okay, evasion save. Yep, great. Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Does Zeke need to roll?
I was interpreting the dynamic as Zeke, hanging back a few feet, telling Cherry like, okay, come on, like, is this far enough yet? We should get back to the ship. I don't like this.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Well, okay.
That's pretty fair.
I guess that's a fair interpretation. I had thought I'd made it pretty clear that Cherry was following Zeke since he was the one who knew the direction of the colony. But I can also understand that if you believe differently, that that's fine.
Careful, you're going to argue yourself to both be rolling evasion saves.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying is like that was just not how I saw it, but we're at the point where we've already made saving throws, so
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I may have misunderstood. I was taking that as like following his lead and him saying, "Yeah, we can go for a little bit."
Anyway, just spit it out. What happens?
I can see that also playing out either way. I mean, like if you want to say that that your role was Zeke's role, I'm also good with that.
It probably would be fair to go ahead and have Zeke roll as well, since it's not like I misunderstood. It's not like Cherry was explicitly, going ahead. So yeah, go ahead and just in the sense of not.
Nothing changes.
All right, so a little bit changes. All right, so.
Oh no.
Let's see. I'll say that Zeke feels a tug on his foot as he's walking, and so has just a moment to turn his head and notice a large branch swinging and start to try to dodge before it smacks both of you. And where it was swinging down from out of a tree. And let's see. So Cherry would take 8 damage and Zeke will take 4. And there's now just a large branch swinging from the end of a rope, through the place you've been walking.
Are you ready to go back now?
Oh, that is the rudest piece of evidence I've ever encountered. Jeez.
Rudest piece of evidence. That's a great way to put it.
Can you? Oh, jeez, am I bleeding? I hate this planet. There, I said it. Take me back to the ship. I just want to be in my bed with my fairy lights. And she does look like she's about to cry.
Oh.
We're back in the ship.
Where on the ship would we teleport back to? Like, are we in Apple's
location?
or are we?
We're in the cargo bay.
All right.
Easiest to implement as far as landing spaces go. So
All right, so you guys get back to the cargo bay. So meanwhile, Bo has he's made it to the colony. He has slowly been whittling down on his stash of spare dino parts to distract hungry scavengers with. And it's kind of it's kind of a two-edged sword, because it is, initially keeping them away from him and his dino, but it is also
Trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly. It's also dino breadcrumbs. And he's still got an hour. I think we just decided an hour plus or so hike from the colony to the ship. What does he want to do?
Yeah. Let's give him some time. And some stuff. Are there still any critters around the colony area?
He does. He would notice. He would notice a couple things scurry off when he enters kind of the edge of the colony. He could go looking for where he remembered they'd been nesting.
Yeah, I think first he's going to drop off any remaining bits that he had here at the colony, then go back looking where they'd seen, I guess, all the critters.
Okay. Yeah, he could find the nest of some sort of little herbivores. Nice, helpless little prey critters.
Yeah. So he's enjoying. It's just being back out in nature. He was upset initially at the raptors chasing him down, but getting to just be out hunting again. And I guess also, while the new sensation of being hunted, he's he's having a great time. He's like, I love this planet. And then he's gonna line up a shot on one of the prey animals. He will look to, I don't know, wound any sickly straggler members of the herd.
All right. Say that he singles out the oldest looking member of a little like a little okapi group that's curled up in one of the colony buildings.
Okay, I'll say, line up a shot and say, sorry, Pat, but I need a getaway distraction here.
All right. Yeah, no skill check needed. He takes it out and sends the rest of the herd scattering and scrambling to escape. Now he's got an extra carcass to use. I'm guessing he's using it just as bait.
Oh, well, he wasn't, I guess, looking to kill it outright.
Oh, he was just trying to injure it.
Yeah, I guess to wound it in a way that it would,
Be enticing for the
yeah,
predators.
All
be
right.
loud and yeah, poor and lack the ability to escape.
All right. Yep. It starts screaming and gets up and tries to start running away. A good bit slower than the rest. And Bo makes his escape in a different direction, angling towards the ship.
Yeah, tell 'em, y'all make the easy decision. Oh, knows. Otherwise, it's gonna get loud and obnoxious.
All right. Yeah, I'll say that's good enough for him. That'll get him smooth sailing back to the ship. Um, but
I'm actually gonna hang up here, guys. I'm falling asleep at my desk, so
I
Okay.
got you.
Oh, feel better, Robert.
thanks.
Feel
Have a good
better.
one.
Hope you feel better. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. So we got Zeke and Cherry on the ship with Eva. Man, and Bo's still on his way back. So we'll cut back to the ship. Where's Eva at when they pop into the cargo bay?
That was literally the point of me painting that scene at first. Is that's where she's at. Just go back to that.
Of her vision board.
Yeah, her planning board and all that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So she's currently working on the enclosure.
Yeah, that was all intended as like the setup for when Bo returned, like what
Okay,
he walked into.
okay. Well,
I think you may have thought I was just kind of one off in it.
No, I think
yeah, I
we
mean,
just forgot because a lot's happened since then.
That's fair. That's fair. It has been a lot of stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say I figured that was set up for Bo. I wasn't sure if that's where you wanted to be when Zeke and Cherry pop in or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'll continue. All right, so then yeah, they pop into the cargo bay and find themselves across the way from Eva working on expanding the capybara enclosure.
What are you doing?
Um, it's all on the planning board. But I'm building an enclosure.
Oh,
We inherit
uh,
an animal?
I didn't hear that. We what?
Did we get another animal?
We will.
Eva, please don't encourage Bo to bring home more stuff. I know Apple is relatively sweet, but like, what if the next one's more like the Badgers?
But
It could be
Cherry,
like a tomato.
Cherry is taking off her helmet as she's saying that and like feeling around where she got hit, kind of wincing a little bit. So she looks put upon.
apples? What happened?
What? Oh, we were. What about Apple?
What about your head?
Well, we
found this trail that we probably should all check out together.
You you left the ship?
it was for a really good reason, okay?
Okay.
We were trying to find something to work off of, and we found it, or it found us, honestly. It's just annoying.
Are you both okay?
Well,
Yeah,
one of us more than the other.
I'm a bit concerned that you didn't notice we were gone.
Well, Apple's pregnant. I'm building an enclosure for her. So,
Wait, what did you say?
yeah, Apple's pregnant.
I beg your finest pardon, ma'am.
Like, babies are gonna. You know what pregnant is.
Zeke's gonna precog how many babies?
All right, let's see. So,
When did you find this out? Is what Cherry's going to be saying as he's precogging.
Yeah, he wants to come back and say a number.
I'll wait for it.
yeah, let's see. So he just very quickly he envisions, basically what if I stay with Apple, until she gives birth, and he envisions. I'm gonna say, right. He gets a vision of like helping with the birth process, which is quite messy, and not sure if that's exactly in his wheelhouse, but he's right there in with Bo and Eva, and there's just mess everywhere, and he counts 6 little pups.
All right, he's gonna come back and just say 6.
And another thing, I feel like you. Wait, what did you just say?
6?
There's 6 of them.
Oh, I'll have to make this bigger.
They are adorable. They're probably some of the cutest things I've ever seen before, but there are 6 of them.
She was in my workshop and chewing on my table when I came back after Pete made me eat. And
gosh darn it, how could Pete do that to you?
I know, I was on a roll. But she felt so heavy, and I made this little wheelie bed for her. It's so cute pulling her around on it. But she was so heavy, and so I thought maybe she was just an obese animal, and I looked up some things about capybaras. I know a lot about capybaras, probably everything now.
Oh gosh.
And
I'm sure Bo would really love to hear about that.
oh, I can tell him lots about capybaras now. And yeah.
Cherry has a vision in her head of Bo and Eva sitting on the floor with their laps full of baby capybaras, just chattering about capybaras, and she groans outwardly.
Is this how Bo and Eva have babies?
She's just groaning at the fact that she's never not going to hear about capybaras again.
And I knew Bo wouldn't let us get rid of her, so just...
You're kind of like the captain. You're the one who lets people do things, period.
I know, but I know how much he liked Daisy and how much it hurt him to lose her.
Ah, yes, the animal that didn't belong to him and that tried to bite us.
Yes, both of those are true.
Almost murdered Eva.
What do you even feed this thing?
And that's why capybaras are better. I'm sorry, what was it that Zeke said?
Like, what do you even feed this thing? What are we gonna do with 7 of them?
Mostly fruits and vegetables. Like, I've been wanting to set up a little hydroponics anyways.
Oh yeah, there's some really cute ones from Lohanu Da that I think would look great if we go vertically. Wait a minute. No, you are not distracting me right now.
What, like succulents?
No, Pete wants succulents. I'm talking hydroponics. No, you're doing it again. Listen. You are talking about 7 rodents of unusual size on our ship, traveling with us among the stars. That's what you want.
Yes.
Do you think we want to maybe research, this capybara thing a little bit closer? Show it to a vet?
Test
Something?
me.
Test you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you potty train a capybara?
Ben, can you potty train a capybara? What does he even know?
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna say that yes, you can.
Okay. And of course, Eva doesn't just say yes, you can. Eva starts explaining how you potty train a
Of
capybara.
course not.
I will say she would know that it's a lot more difficult with with adults that grew up in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to her whether she's going to mention that part or not.
She's going to say how easy it is to potty train baby capybaras without calling them baby capybaras.
Yeah.
Um, Cherry is going to, after a while, she's been feeling around on her head and pulling her hand away and hasn't seen any blood. So she feels to be in a somewhat better mood, despite the fact that Apple is pregnant. She will think about it for a second and then ask, would you be willing to responsibly rehome some of the pups after they are weaned?
Yes. And I'll also check with Bo if he thinks that it would be better to leave her here because he's spent more time on the planet. He knows what's out there better than I do.
Cut to Bo currently fighting for his life to get back to the ship.
Then we can leave them here. But that has to be his decision. I took it away from him last time. And we could have kept Daisy. Mr. Gray was a jerk.
Yeah, Mr. Gray's a jerk who murders people, Eva. We could not have kept Daisy.
Daisy also murders
The animal
people.
that tried to kill you. They deserved each other. They were made for each other.
Oh, yes, that's all very good point.
Thank you. I make good points all the time. They're just rarely accepted.
I don't think he feels that way about
Deep
it, though.
breaths. Deep breaths. Smell the flower, blow out the birthday candle. Okay. Anyway.
I think rehoming some of them is a good idea. Maybe we can even make some money off of it.
Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking. It could be a beautiful gift to some of our loyal customers or to somebody we want to impress or just to literally Joe Schmo who likes capybaras.
Do any of your viewers like capybaras?
Ooh, I could do a giveaway. Wait a minute. Stop it. Stop. You're doing it again.
Tell me more about the trail.
Well, we looked around the colony. I really last time did not get to see if there were any working computers that I might be able to hack into. We didn't find that, but we did find what looked like a campsite, and it was a lot fresher than we expected it to be.
But the survivor we met seemed to be living really far away, so do you think it was a survivor when they go there? Or
Zeke found, well, she waves her hand to Zeke to pull out the baggie of evidence.
Yeah, he pulls out the baggie of evidence and unzips it. Handing it over. Not removing it, but handing the unzipped bag over.
Unzipped.
Eva looks it over and looks inside of it.
Yeah, it smells very earthy and also has another sharp, unfamiliar scent.
Okay, she zips the bag up. I'll get this over to the workshop and do a little read on it.
Do we have a bioscanner? I feel like that could be blood of some sort. I mean, maybe not human ichor, but
Yeah, we have
similar.
the equipment.
Anyway, we found that, and then we thought we might have found a trail. Well, we definitely found a trail because we
That's so
triggered a
exciting.
trap and got hit by a rather large branch.
A
I mean,
branch?
it was really big, okay? It was on a rope, it swung down. I didn't see it. I'm not Mr. Twinkletoes precognition over here. And yeah, got hit by a branch. Anyway, it was a trap.
Eva
Obviously,
looks
somebody.
over at Zeke. You let her get hit by a trap?
I didn't let her get hit by a trap.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was walking. It's not like he was, like, putting me in front of traps or something.
She forgets to mention that I also was hit by this trap.
Oh, okay
Yeah,
then.
just not as bad as me.
No, this is true.
Well, that's exciting.
She has a deadpan expression on her face, like she fails to see the excitement in getting hit by a trap, and then she realizes that Eva means finding a trail.
Oh yeah, it probably means all of it.
Yep, so this likely leads to a native colony.
But what if we could make contact with them?
Yeah.
That
Zeke and I have actually been reading up on the cultures of this area, and if we play our cards right, we could probably get to talk to them and make a good impression and hear both sides of what happened.
you two could be
And
the first ambassadors of Straya.
no, yeah, I don't know if we'd be the first since they did establish a colony here, but
Oh, okay, but
yeah,
maybe they never
we
talked to
might.
them though.
Didn't that lady who lived
Oh,
in the shed say that they weren't nice? How would she know that if they hadn't had contact?
that's true.
Yeah.
They didn't
Anyway,
have very good ambassadors then.
yeah, it's true. And now
And now we're
and
here.
then she looks at Zeke and then she looks at Cherry and then she very quickly says, I can do some good talking. I talk well when my head's not throbbing. I do good talking. So
Well, let's get you some sugar.
what? Oh my gosh, yes. She looks at the stuff she's in the middle of building and she's like, you just seem really busy right now. So I'll just, I'll go get my stash.
Uh, mm, okay.
But thank you. That's really sweet. Um I'll catch you guys later. And then
Eva's
she'll
smiling bigly.
bigly.
Bigly. Good grief. Broadly. I need to erase some words from my head. She's
It's
smiling
okay.
broadly.
Cherry was just saying me talk good, so
I know,
we're
I
good.
know.
Last two brain cells energy.
Pretty much, yeah. Poor Bo, last to find out.
Mhm.
Zeke's gonna be looking for a nap.
All right, he can find one. Finds it
Cherry,
in his bed.
What's that doing there?
before Cherry disappears, she would get a piece of paper, fold it in half, and write on the front of it, "Congratulations," and draw a little kawaii sort of looking capybara. And then on the inside it would say, "You're a dad." And then she would hand it to Ryu and say, "Can you go give this to Eva in the place she's working with, like the capybara thing? It's for Bo." Oh, and she puts some glitter in the middle of it.
Noise.
So I assume
Okay,
you
then.
give that to her.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll carry the message.
Does he tell her it's for Bo?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, since it says, congratulations, you're a dad.
Yeah, Eva explains to him that it makes much more sense now that he told her it's for Bo and not for her because she's not a dad.
But then you
Yes,
open it, so you're the one
true.
who got glitter.
That's true.
Oh, did
Oh, that
Ryu
was on the
catch her
inside,
before
wasn't
she opens it?
Oh, yeah. If she was about to open it, he'd be like, no, that's for Bo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then he does not get a lecture about how she's female and can't be a dad.
I have to be saved for another time. All right. Well, let's say it's been a little while, and with a bit more time, Bo shows up at the airlock, breathing heavily, pretty sweaty, having hoofed it the last distance, hoping to avoid any more run-ins with curious scavengers or predators, and has done so successfully.
All right. Despite
Is he
having
carrying like a tarp wrapped around something really big and squelchy?
Yeah, I guess basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what he how exactly he would have been able to bundle up the bits of meat left. He would have had some yeah, I'd say that he would have like cleaned. He would have had this tarp that he had cleaned, intending it for this purpose, basically. And of course, now it's it's not clean anymore, but it's just it's messy animal, uh, innards kind of stuff. But uh, he is all he's also pretty well. I wouldn't say like drenched, but he's definitely gotten a lot of dinosaur blood on him.
Got you. Think killing rats in Dragon Age Origins level of blood.
No, not quite that much, no. Oh man, thanks for the memory. Yeah, the like, oh wow, like I look like I just took a bath in blood.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like the
yeah.
tutorial. You're just
Right.
drenched in blood.
Okay, just come upstairs where all the patrons are.
Oh,
No,
my
anyway.
daughter, who's gonna marry the prince. Great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You
sorry.
got a little in the corner of your eye there.
Anyway,
No,
sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt Bo's homecoming
no.
scene here.
No, he's definitely he's pretty dirty and lugging a large tarp covered bundle that smells strongly of freshly killed dino, and he is sweaty and uh, close to out of breath as he's breathing strongly through his atmo filter, and you guys hear the sound of the airlock engaging and the little like automated warnings like airlock normalizing pressure, blah blah. And then with a rush of equalizing atmosphere, he clomps onto the ship.
Yeah. Even though Eva has been handed a letter to give to Bo, she is surprised to see him come into the ship. She looks over him. You went out too?
Yeah, I'm back and we're having dino nuggets.
You
The best dino nuggets you ever
She did specifically tell him, go ask Jerry. Of course, she probably forgot
Oh,
about
she didn't. She wasn't even paying attention to her own self at that point.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was an "I'm busy, do anything else but bother me" response.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
Uh, hmm, is guess it's just me. You killed a dinosaur?
Yeah, but one of them duck face looking ones. Not like a cute one or nothing.
Oh, okay. Um, Ryuk said this is for you. She hands him the envelope and starts heading back to what she was doing.
So he's got dino blood on both his gloves.
Does he stop her from? Does he take it?
I don't know. I'm guessing he wouldn't say. I guess I got my hands a little preoccupied, and I think he'll be dragging over the carcass to. I don't know. Is there like a those custodial like mop drain kind of things?
There's almost
Is there
certainly
one
be
of
something
those
like that
like
in the cargo bay, I
in the
think.
cargo bay? Yeah.
Yeah, the cargo bay would definitely have a drain. I don't know. I'm trying to think. At least in the center. It's not like the floor of the cargo bay is necessarily sloped. But there's a drain at one end. Because I'm kind of imagining that you could do some fun stuff with you know gravity manipulation and you know orbital stuff, being able to rotate the ship any which way, and so you could easily
Mhm.
like you wouldn't have to have like, oh, drain at the center of the floor and the whole floor is sloped towards it a little bit. You just like put the drain in one corner and old fancy
Put the
pull a
ship on spin cycle.
Oh my Harry
just
livid.
just tip the nose up and what's the, oh goodness, I know the term too. um
Moving on.
you tilt to the side anyway. um that's gonna bother me. I'll look it up later, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, there's a drain back at one corner of the cargo bay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I guess Eva will walk with him as he drags it, holding the lever, and um ask him more about the dinosaur.
Yeah, I guess he'll relay his whole tale of say, well, I came and asked you about getting off of the ship, stretch my legs, see if I could find a good eats. And you said check with Cherry, and Cherry
No, I
reckoned
didn't.
she was fine with it. I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
I don't remember you asking me anything.
Oh, you were head deep in that project you got going on.
Oh yes, your laser rifle, your folding laser rifle, and that certainly distracts Eva from the fact, from everything else, and she starts talking about that now while he's draining the blood.
Yes, he's got that nice. Is taking a thing for parts while she's talking about the gun. I don't know. Maybe at some point they circle back to the letter.
Yeah, once he's like washing his hands, maybe there's a spigot in the cargo bay or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say near the drain there would be a place to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and right here you go.
Oh yeah, you did say something about a letter.
Yeah. It looks.
And yeah, he'll
The
open it
writing's
up.
very pretty. I didn't think Ryuk wrote like that. Or actually, did Cherry even write anything on the outside of the letter?
Yeah, it says congratulations.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And it has a picture of a capybara on the front. Little cartoony capybara.
Oh, well, that's pretty cute. I guess old Ryuk's warming up to this capybara. All having her on the ship. Yeah, he'll go ahead and open it up. I'm guessing just the confetti falls out.
Think glitter, right? Glitter
no,
confetti.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, was it rigged to just
Yeah, glitter.
Yeah, it would just
basically
fall out.
poof? Oh, okay.
It would kind of poof, but it wasn't like any special rigging or anything.
Okay. Yeah, just by the nature of it, it's very
If he
airborne.
opens it anything faster than a slow opening,
Mm-hmm.
then it's gonna poof out at him.
Yeah, I think he's caught unawares here. He's just opening a letter.
Yeah, he's not opening it expecting anthrax, which is what he gets.
Normal.
the non-lethal closest next best thing to anthrax.
The term is craft herpes. Thank you very much.
Well.
So yeah, he gets a face full of glitter, and Eva gets a healthy dusting as well.
Second hand glitter.
Yes. Fortunately, the meat is still covered. The meat does not get glittered.
On the inside, it says "You're a dad" with a bunch of baby capybaras drawn.
Yeah, how does Bo?
Yeah, I think the glitter almost has bypassed him for a bit. I'll say, how could I? He'll look pale from. How could I be a dad? I hadn't. We wait.
You're a dad.
Oh, they're saying Apple. Whew. I thought.
Oh yeah, Apple's pregnant.
Like I had to make sure I paid attention in class there for a second. I didn't think it worked like
that.
Oh gosh.
Did he hear her say Apple's pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a non-reaction. He's not going to be excited about Apple being pregnant.
Well, I guess processing.
I'm thinking it hasn't hit him yet.
Like, wait, she's having babies?
Yeah. 6 of them, I guess. So that's what all this is for. I'll take a bit more of the cargo bay and make an enclosure. So she can feel, like it's her space and her kid's space and be safe.
Wow. Well, how soon is she gonna have a bunch of little baby apples running around, a whole bushel of them?
She's pretty far along. I don't know exactly when. Oh, I should have asked Zeke that. Soon.
Oh man, well, we do got to get everything ready. We'll be rolling. And then I'll look down and see, I guess, hands covered in glitter. And then it's like, Ryukin getting any dino nuggets.
I love that Ryuk is getting blamed for it.
Poor Ryu.
Mhm. You're catching
Just,
strays out
just
here.
the messenger.
Mm-hmm. Poor sap.
Henchman just henching.
All right. Well, yeah. So you guys have some baby capybaras on the way. Bo's got quite a bit of dino meat to process, some of which to probably freeze, and some of which to prep for dinner. And I guess everybody else is chilling and yeah, resting up. Maybe let's do we want to gather everybody around for eating together at dinner time? Maybe Bo rounds everybody up.
Does Eva bring her planning board to dinner?
No, that stays at the site of the project.
Okay.
Everybody knows the rule is no planning boards at the table.
Oh, yeah.
Until Eva wants a planning board at the table. But yes, everyone knows that.
Oh no, that's not Eva's rule.
He's
That
above
is the rule.
That's Pete's rule. That's Pete's rule because he has to actually get her to eat.
Fair enough.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think we got I was just thinking that would be a good way to kind of move us along and get everybody gathered together.
Does question.
Mhm.
Does Bo go through the trouble of making the dino nuggies dino shaped?
Oh, of course they. Yeah, I'm gonna say these are dino-shaped dino nuggets.
Nice. So let me
The true hero.
actually let me take a step back for a second and ask you guys this. So we're coming up close to 11. Do we want to take some time for some like kind of hanging out, goofing around, role play kind of stuff? Or do we want to kind of shelve that, maybe put some of that on the back burner, maybe save scenes for next time, and try to get something else that you guys had planned done?
What are you guys in the mood for?
It would be nice to follow up on what you guys have discovered, but at the same time, you already did advance our knowledge of what's going on over there, so I'm personally satisfied that we've, moved along a little bit here. So I'm a non-vote.
Wow.
I'm more for the exposition than like us going on the exploration of any kind. I guess with Robert not being here, it feels better that way to just kind of enjoy the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see doing more like in-person role play when he's not here, but like progressing the plot much further would probably not be great.
That's actually a really
Okay.
good point, because Pete would definitely have to be there when we go out exploring again. Or exploring this new lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
with only like 15, 20 minutes really of playtime left, I feel better just staying on the ship and hashing out the rest of the scene.
And I have to be
So
honest, I only have 1.5 brain cells, so the low key role play is probably I'm putting my vote there.
all right, sounds good. I was gonna ask, how does that compare to the usual
Hey, normally I have a
number?
2 full functioning brain cells, buddy.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, are we? What kind of percentage of our normal operating capacity are we dealing with here?
It's exponential, so being down to 1.5 means that I'm actually at like 7%.
All right. Um, filing that away. Um, no, so let's see then. I guess we want to do this scene in the cafeteria or whatever, in the mess, the galley. So we can have maybe Bo is in there, cooking up the dino nuggets, and perhaps the smell wafting through the hall into various nooks and crannies of the ship draws everyone else in one by one.
Is Eva just over there belting out capybara fact after capybara fact? Is Bo putting up with that?
Oh yeah, he'll tolerate that.
Yeah. So that's they're walking into sight, smell, and sound experience.
Nice. All right, let's see. Between Cherry and Zeke, who do you guys think is gonna show up to the galley first? Who wants to jump in first?
Zeke took a nap. He's up for it.
Oh, true. Okay. So yeah, maybe he wakes up to the smell of very very good smell of some kind of cooking meat. Although I'd say it probably smells a little different, just subtly different from what he smelled before. Definitely hasn't smelled any in a while because you guys have been traveling and eating much more basic stuff.
What is that smell?
Oh, we're making dino nuggets and mac and cheese tonight.
You killed a dino?
Yeah, I got one of them ducky billed looking ones.
Ducky build looking ones? Does it taste as good as it smells?
I figure they're pretty good. Oh, Eva, what'd you say the name of that thing was?
Eva explains the name and how she derived the Latin, because clearly she had to name it herself, right? We don't actually know the name of it, unless that's
So
one
I'd
of the
say,
ones her professor told her.
yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on her knowledge. It's I'd say she's at least like she's able to compare it to a species that was discovered on that it at least had been discovered, fossils of it on Terra, and they probably have uh I think that sort of knowledge would have been passed down, to some level through time.
Okay. Then
And how
sure.
long have you been eating it? Like, how long has it been since you started eating this thing?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. It's just been cutting it up and getting the nuggets ready. Took a little bit to figure out how to cut them up into dino shapes.
I might stick to mac and cheese.
I have a question. Is Apple in
That's
the
good eats. I guess if she's
Hmm.
willing to hang around, yeah. It would have
Is-
initially led her there, and I guess if she's
like feeding her little scraps of veggies and stuff while he's cooking?
I guess she's got like her little food bowl or whatever. I think he's taken like a Tupperware and maybe Sharpied her name on there with a little apple drawn.
So
All
she's
right.
got her own little food bowl over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, she's got a large bowl full of grass and stuff that Bo had collected. Um,
So, just as a side note, Cherry, when she comes in, would be holding what looks like a melon, but the top half of it looks like it has been somewhat carved into a flower.
Oh.
And she'll look around. And when she spots Apple, she'll walk over, she'll nod her head, and she'll say, Apple, congratulations. And she'll put the melon down in front of Apple.
Yeah, she'll look up, kind of sniffing at you, and give you a little bark, and then take some
Cherry
bites
will
out of that
nod
melon.
as if she understood that, and then turn around and walk off.
Oh, now it's like a baby shower for Apple. Get a Dino Nugget celebration.
Cherry can't think of anything not sarcastic to say to that, and her father's words of, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all, ring in her head. So she's just quiet and goes and sits down. She doesn't want to ruin Bo's good mood.
Oh. He's the sweetest thing anybody's ever said to Bo.
So
Apple's munching on
already-
grass and then grinds her teeth on the bowl for a second.
Is Eva there yet?
Oh yeah, Eva's been belting out well, not belting out, but she's been droning on capybara facts when there's not other conversation.
All right, well, Carrie's going to interrupt that conversation.
Mhm.
And she's going to say, when would you like to head out for this trail?
Let's prepare for tomorrow. Bo and I will work tonight to get the enclosure set up so that Apple can't escape and gnaw on my workbench again. And
That is important.
I don't want her having babies in my workshop. There's some dangerous things in there.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
I don't-
close to having babies do you think she is?
I don't know.
I thought you were the capybara expert.
Well, of course I am, but it's soon. I don't have the veterinarian equipment needed to really see inside. I don't even have like human baby equipment to see the little capybara babies sitting inside.
Do we have one of them med scanners or whatchamacallits?
Yeah.
Would that let us see? I'd hate to leave her all by her lonesome when she's having a baby. You gotta have like doctors and stuff for that.
Oh, I can teach Ryuk how to deliver capybara babies. It's okay.
You know, trust Apple's babies to glitter bomb.
Well, just make sure he doesn't bring any glitter
Sorry.
to.
Who are you calling Glitter Bomb?
Oh, Ryuk put so much glitter in that letter that he gave to Bo.
Yeah, he ain't getting any dino nuggets tonight, that's for sure.
Cherry is chuckling at this point. I'm sorry. Does Ryuk really strike you as the type to use glitter?
I don't know. I really thought better of him until now, but I don't know. I'm having to
Cherry
reevaluate my
is
opinion of him.
Why
resting
wouldn't
her
he?
chin on her hand where her manicured nails have a ton of glitter.
Why wouldn't he be? I mean, everybody likes
And I mean,
glitter.
he had that girly handwriting too, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that seems just so out of character for him.
Just a
Who?
sign of a glitter bombing abomination.
Maybe he's just really sensitive.
I'll be awful sensitive next time I get a hold of him.
No, he delivered a nice
Ryuk
message
comes
to
in-
you.
Ryuk comes into the kitchen, and when
Hmm.
he sees Bo, he goes, "Oh, hey, congratulations, Bo. Cherry told me the news."
It was so nice of you to write that. Congratulations for him.
He looks really confused. What? Oh, no. I was just the messenger. That was Cherry's card.
A likely story. You know what you did.
He looks even more confused because he doesn't know the contents of the card.
Yeah, he does look slightly concerned.
Oh. So that wasn't
Cherry looks
your
like the cat
letter?
that ate the canary.
We can solve this easy. Ryuk, do you like glitter?
He looks mildly confused and looks to Cherry as if like maybe she's gonna help him out, but she just looks smug. I mean, if a woman likes her glitter, you know, that's totally within her right to like it. I personally think it's a little much. In some cases, not for some people. Some people really, you know, make it work.
For Ryuk.
He's he keeps glancing at Cherry the longer, like he's trying so hard not to offend her.
Huh.
But also trying to say like, no, I don't like glitter.
You would say that, would you?
Well, yeah, it's my opinion.
A likely story.
Oh, well, I thought it was nice. I thought you had written that for Bo.
Oh,
I guess
well,
that
I didn't know Bo was the type to like getting cards, but I guess I could give him one in the future.
you give me one of those in the future and you'll see about where you're sleeping with one eye open.
Bo, no threatening other crew.
I guess the contents of the letter almost balance out the contents of the letter.
There you go. If you
Luke
give Bo
looks
another
even more
glitter card,
confused.
make sure it has good contents. Sorry, Danielle.
Oh, I was gonna say he just looks even more confused when he says the contents balance out the contents. Then he looks at Cherry and she just winks at him, and he just shakes his head. Boss, I think you get me into a lot of trouble on purpose.
Mhm.
Whatever would make you say that? He just sits next to her and shuts his mouth.
Sorry, I was realizing if you wanted to, if you wanted me to, I could step in and be Ryuk for a bit.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, join us for Dino Nuggets. I, as the captain, override Bo and will allow you to have Dino Nuggets.
Thank you. I didn't know I was being denied Dino Nuggets, but
Because of the glitter, yes.
glitter. Was that in the...
so much glitter.
Yeah, but you only get the stupid shaped ones, like
It's in so much trouble now.
like the
There-
duck face
Period.
dinosaur dino nuggets.
barely suppressing her giggles at this point.
Ryuk, you can have some of my pretty dino-shaped nuggets. And Bo, you will give me pretty dino-shaped nuggets.
Well, yeah, you were gonna get the pretty shaped dino nugget, but and I guess I can't. Fine.
Bo devolves
Yeah.
into grumbling.
Oh, I think you have a little something right there, like next to your ear. Is that glitter?
It better not be. Use the airlock, put it in vacuum there just about for a second.
Oh, that won't get rid of glitter. Glitter never goes away, Bo.
It's true. It takes like 100 years for it to break down. It's a microplastic.
Even looks over at Cherry. That's so right, and then goes off on microplastics.
Cherry, for once, doesn't even care that she's being lectured about something she knows about.
I love the implication that like 1,000+ years later, nobody, at least I shouldn't say nobody, but many societies still have not bothered to iterate on it. They're just like, microplastics, whatever. It's very plausible, unfortunately.
Yeah. very, very much so.
Oh, I don't need to
Yep.
go down that rabbit trail.
No.
Tangent.
Yep.
Mhm.
So does Ryuk join us?
He'd already sat down next to Cherry.
Okay.
Once Bo is back to grumbling and cooking dino nuggets, and Eva is happily chattering away about microplastics to whoever will listen. Perry elbows Ryuk for a second and then mouths sorry to him. I really need to make a character sheet for Ryuk.
True.
I don't know if there's an NPC
I can make
character
you one.
sheet, but
There is.
okay.
Yeah, there are NPCs. I can certainly make him one.
It's actually just a toggle on your normal sheet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see here. I'll get working on that while you guys continue your role playing and stuff.
Okay. He, I'll just say Ryuk rolls his eyes, but just nudges her back. Like, whatever, you're forgiven. But he definitely still looks a little grumpy from being the scapegoat. What is Zeke up to right now?
I think he was eating the mac and cheese,
Fantastic.
waiting to see if anyone died from eating dinosaur. Does anyone die?
I mean, you're literally the one who can see the future, so
I suppose Eva probably would have done some basic testing with our bioscanner thing as much as she could.
Sure she would have. It's an interesting. I'm kidding.
So he genuinely just doesn't know if you're going to die from eating this dinosaur.
Physical saving throws, everyone. No, yeah, no, you could have vetted it and known that it was tested it that it was uh, yeah, it was definitely like edible meat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bo's treatment of it, on the other hand, that's another matter entirely.
Oh my.
Mm.
I didn't make him roll for it. I figured just basically frying up nuggets is a relatively low difficulty kind of cooking scenario, relatively speaking.
I don't
So
know. Is Bo satisfied with just frying up nuggets and eating them like that, or does he want to make it something fancy? Well, not fancy, but you know,
Well, they are dino shaped. That's
they are
pretty
dino
fancy.
shaped. Yeah.
yeah, I guess I assumed, dino nuggets indicating like chicken nugget style
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Okay, yeah.
Like breaded and fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Then yeah.
Okay.
I won't make him roll for it. It's we can presume it's edible and no one suffers any negative side effects from eating the nuggets.
And Eva does insist that Ryuk take some of the pretty dino shapes that she gets on her plate.
He looks very pleased because it looks very good. And he tells Eva thank you.
Of course. Um, and I can't think where to go from there. I've got nothing else with Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Righty then. So you guys are yeah, hanging out, eating dino nuggies.
Indeed. I will cap for Eva that she seems fairly well at ease and happy.
All right. Mighty nice.
Just a happy Cappy.
Happy mommy, I guess.
I meant short for captain, but we can say that too.
Happy.
There you go. That works too.
That's going a little too far. I'll reel it back.
That's okay. Okay. All right. So after dinner, I think Cherry would want to ask Zeke if he was prepared to meet with possibly hostile aliens.
Zeke would be prepared for that and feel like we'd adequately warned everyone, given that we told them about the traps that we encountered. Only
Wince a little bit at the mention of said traps. Your head still hurts.
yeah. So, but he would feel that, having alluded to the traps, that obviously we'd already fallen prey to, and being generally aware of what may be ahead of them. He's not super concerned. Again,
You look
he's always probably going to have that mentality because he knows he can just leave if he ever has a major problem.
hmm,
So he's not necessarily a good
right.
judge for that.
So, have you looked into the future to, I guess, to know if we'll be safe?
I haven't. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a bit of a headache. Think
Yeah,
I pushed myself a little bit too far with the trying to figure out how many capybara were about to be just skittering around.
oh my word. I was about to apologize for asking you to use your, what do you call it? A talent, a gift, a skill?
It doesn't matter. I know what you're talking about. Look, I'm a bit spent. There are a lot of animals about to be here. I don't know, and it's very soon. He was right. What are we gonna do?
Um, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Capybara have been having their babies for how long, right? I'm sure
Sure,
it'll,
sure.
but in your vision, I mean, you had to be there to have the vision, right?
Yeah, no, it was a bloody mess.
Oh gosh, no, I mean, I don't need details. I'm just, ugh, shivers. Listen, I'm just saying, in your visions, you're there physically when you have the vision, right?
Yeah,
Like, so don't worry about it happening when we're out tomorrow.
sure. You're right. Good point.
Every now and then.
I mean, he does have one more effort. If that's, I don't know if that was an out of character or an in character justification.
Does he? I think I just didn't adjust it for the last one because I knew it was all of it.
Mm. Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, I think I looked and saw one and was like, okay, well, that's it. Just didn't update the sheet.
Okay. That's even okay. That's even after. Uh, I think I think at one point you had one, and then you had one for the scene that you recovered. So I think you're maybe from teleporting. So well, I'm going to say you have one left. If you wanted to use one more, you're here at the end of the day.
All right, he's gonna say he's gonna give it a shot.
Give
And
what a shot. Does he elaborate more? Does he just say, I'm gonna
he
give it a
just
shot?
he just does it. Just wave the hand.
And she's about to say something when he gets that like dazed look on his face. Like he's lost in thought, and she just kind of sighs for a second.
So I guess the question is, how do we want to frame this? Help me out here.
What are you guys trying to do?
My question, Cherry's question was, will we be safe going out to try and find the colony? But his question was, he was worried about Apple going into labor while we're gone. And so she
Yeah, I
was
think
trying to say, don't worry about it. In your vision, we were all there. So it's going to be fine. Or in your vision, you know, you were there, was what she said. But
Yeah, I think it's just a little tricky because the time horizon's kind of locked now at 3 months out. So you got to think about how to word the question for Ben specifically, I guess. So I think making it more broad and like what would happen or what will happen if we, as a group, take this path tomorrow, and leaving it at that is probably best.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody
But
disagree with
then
that?
I think he's hoping for some feedback on that.
Okay, sorry. So I thought you were workshopping with the
Yeah. I'm
party
still kind
first.
of workshopping with everyone. Like, hey, so what do we think about framing the question in that way? I guess. Like,
I think it works because it's you taking a specific action, and in theory, if we all get ambushed and killed, that's probably the most relevant event to occur.
Seems likely.
I always look at it as if
Not what we wanted to hear, Ben.
I was looking at it as
I mean,
in like if Ben comes back with an answer of us presenting findings at some galactic council 2.5 months from now, then we did good and we don't die.
we would really benefit a lot investing in like a watch for Zeke that has the date on it. Just throwing that out there.
I think that's a
But yeah,
fantastic idea.
let's
Oh,
let's take
nice.
that and make that the question of like, what will happen if this group were to explore that path tomorrow?
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, actually, I love the idea of the watch thing. It becomes kind of like a like an Inception or like lucid dreaming
Like
style
top.
thing where you,
Yeah.
yeah, where you're like you condition yourself to check the watch frequently so that any given scene you look forward in time to, you're very likely to catch a glimpse of that out of
What if
at
he
least
just has like AR glasses that give him like a HUD?
Do you
That's
like that? Yeah.
another solid workaround. I like the way you think. All right, so yeah, and Dex, thank you for the reminder of the 3-month time span that we're dealing with here, because um,
Well, Avery reminded me how far out he is looking.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that is
still one of my like gripes, I guess, about precog is like ranking it up makes it a little bit more uncontrollable for me as the player, I guess, to work around. But
yeah,
it's a
that's
it's a minor one.
yeah, and I feel like it's a tricky one because I think that I feel like most of the time there are going to be enough context clues that you can at least get a ballpark. Um, you at least know like, okay, does this seem like this just doesn't seem like even plausible that it could happen in the next few days. Um, but yeah, it does kind of temper the power of it going way out into the future if you don't have exact time reference all the time. But yeah, let me think for a moment here. Okay.
It take you that long? No.
um, I think this is the vision that Zeke would see, um, considering the most significant minute. I think here. So I think what he sees, of course, it's from his own perspective, in his eyes. He sees, himself sitting on the ground, in indoors somewhere with some dim lighting that seems not exactly um, electric lighting, but it is a similar kind of hue to some of the fluorescent or LED lights, just dimmer. And the area feels, the floor feels just very slightly like it has a little bit of give to it, and it's not like a carpet. And the air feels a little bit musty. But also notices the rest of the group is all sitting around. A couple of you have like Bo, and Zeke notices on his own arm. They're both sporting some bandages that are just slightly soaked through, but you're all sitting, and with Eva and Cherry kind of towards the front of you, kind of a collection of things laid out on the floor, kind of presented to one of the aliens, one of the natives that's standing there looking down at Eva and Cherry. Not with a hostile expression, but definitely a guarded one. And Eva and Cherry are talking to him, trying to explain the benefit of these various little kind of miscellaneous tools. And Eva's also got some spare parts out that she's seems like they're kind of trying to pitch these gifts to this individual. And none of you are like tied up or anything. There are several others that you notice kind of in the background, that seem to be standing guard with all of them holding spears that have the the familiar kind of gemstone adornments around the blades. And yeah, it seems, I think that's pretty much what you get. Eva and Cherry are trying to convince this individual to accept these gifts, and they're trying for some kind of leverage here before the scene fades out.
Is there any like duress, or like do they seem? I mean, is there any reason to think that we're under duress in this scene?
Doesn't seem like you're not being like immediately threatened, but there are guards around. They haven't, they don't have you bound, so it seems like there's at least an uneasy, at the very least, like an uneasy acceptance of your presence there. That you've gotten to that, you've gotten past that point. I'd say maybe the last thing you see as fades out is the one, frowning just slightly, but also looking curious. Does pick up one of the gifts, and it's another carved melon. It's been decorated kind of in the shape of a flower, like the one that Cherry had given to Apple.
And was there any communication going on from this? I mean, I'm assuming within a minute, like if we could have talked to them, we would have said something.
Yeah, it's, it was basically, it was kind of one of Eva's. It wasn't exactly tangent, but her trying to explain in detail some of the things that they could use these parts for, and a couple of these tools, because you notice that there's not really any sign of advanced technology around.
Okay, but we're speaking in common to these things, and
Yeah, and Cherry pipes in, and the other person doesn't respond in that minute, but you can tell like they're clearly understanding what's being said. Oh wow, it's already 11:37. So I think that is a good note for us to end on. And a little teaser for next time.
All right.
Let's get our
Good precog.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that was such an amazing session.
yes, it was. It was a good one.
Woo.
Wow. Nice. Hi, Iris. My cat is being aggressively snuggly right now.
Yeah, I noticed that the last couple of days. I don't know what's it gotten into her.
Are you trying to make up for
Hopefully
Argo?
nothing.
Is that what it is? You can tell there's one less cat in the house. Thanks, bud.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that had gotten that had been announced to the group.
I think I caught it from context.
Oh, okay. Yep. Let's see. So I guess I am first up for faves. I went ahead and already put the XP in character development, so you should all be at 42 now.
Thank you.
And I am up for faves, which means I have to make a tough decision. I think I'd say that Zeke's like pre and post cognition
Oh, wait.
uses. What?
Sorry, just real quick. Does Zeke tell Cherry at all what he saw, or does he just go, "Yeah, we'll be aight"?
Find out
Oh, yeah.
next week on this episode of Dragon Ball.
Space
Wait, wrong stuff.
Dragon Ball Capybara.
Oh no.
That's a bold move, Avery. Now you got to remember next time, or at least listen back to the end of the session next time, so that you remember what all you saw.
Or you can just be like, "We'll be aight."
Yeah, and refuses to elaborate for now.
We should bring gifts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They really like gifts. She already starts planning what she's going to put aside to take to them.
Yeah, because that was actually one of the standout tips from the dealing with interstellar cultures book that Zeke read up on. Was come humbly and bearing gifts.
Humbly, huh?
Yeah.
Who's gagging Eva?
I think that might be a job split between Pete and Cherry.
Yeah. Zeke saw one brief moment where she was being let off the leash for most of a minute. Yeah, I think his post cognition uses definitely up there. I will also give an honorable mention to because I hadn't heard it before, though it may have already been mentioned before, but Cherry's gun named Barry. That's cute. I like that. Danielle, your face.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. Fave. Narrow it down. I really liked Zeke and Cherry's expedition, and then my second favorite was Apple's baby shower.
Nice. Okay.
What's funny is Cherry had not even had any ill intention with the glitter. It was just like, I love glitter. It's celebratory. Who wouldn't love glitter? Put it in there.
Is it Apple's baby shower?
That's what, when she gave the melon, the celebratory melon to Apple, Bo was like, oh, now it's like a baby shower for Apple.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I missed that comment. But yeah, and then the glitter bomb card being the precursor.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, that was. I liked the melon touch. That's good. I had to. I just resist so hard inserting a too realistic capybara moment.
No,
And
thanks.
just let the cute moment be. There will be plenty of other times to insert those kinds of things.
Yeah. Thanks for not ruining a good moment.
Yes, you'll all have plenty of time to enjoy the many joys of parenting a capybara.
Nope.
Doing my homework, baby.
I'm
You don't
like
have
the
to, Ben.
distant. I'm the distant, infertile aunt who doesn't really care for children, but is at least kind in that I put up with you kind of way.
But is unfortunate enough to live under the same roof.
We'll say on the same street.
On the same street, yeah. True. Let's see. That brings us to Dex.
I have to give it to Cherry's continual cordial concession for capybara.
Apple.
Yes,
Congratulations.
it's amazing.
Feel like the capybara, she is willing to admit it is cute. She does like cute things. But she doesn't want to admit that to Bo. So even though you're cute, and I don't really want a rodent here, I will concede that that's not your fault that a hick convinced our psychic to teleport you here without your consent. So that's not on you, Apple. You're just living your life.
So true. Props to Dex for that wonderful little alliteration.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ethan. Ethan, you're up for faves.
Yeah, Cherry naming her gun Barry. And, very cute.
You
and then
go.
I used to like them going down the trail and like we'll go until something happens. Like it seemed like one step. Trap comes.
Instant regret.
It seems somebody wouldn't play when they said this is the boundary.
Mm.
Let's see. So,
Hot.
Zeke and Cherry. What did you say? Taking 2 steps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Avery.
I liked the literal dino nuggets.
That was a good touch.
That whole scene was good.
Little dino nuggets. Oopsie. The nuggiest nuggets.
The nuggiest nugs.
Nuggiest nugs. Alrighty, I think that's got all of us for the faves. We can wrap that up. Give it to a baby on Christmas.
Yep. Because we're done.
All right, posted.
I love my perfectly normal references. Not at all referencing weird or psychotic characters every chance I get.
I watch you. Bingo watches a human baby. I mean,
I would watch you like a dingo watches a human baby.
I mean, oh no, that was weird. And now you're making the weird face. Oh, I mean, oh.
Oh, Hal.
Yeah. How Stuart?
How Stuart.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close down the stream here before you
I
guys
thought
get
we
any
had already done
stranger.
that. Sorry.
Nope.